Yeah.
NXT hit a massive home run out of the park. NXT was solid and amazing. Shawn Michaels was cooking. He was cooking 10,000%. A really fun, solid show. So we're going to get into NXT from May the 27th, 2025. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night. Ricky Starks versus Ethan Page for the North American Championship. For whatever reason, Ethan Page and Ricky Starks, before the match even occurred, they were being separated by security, which is dumb. I'm like, why? Like, what's going on? So there was a brawl that ensued to start the match off. Then they started fighting on the outside. And this allowed for a steel chair to get into the... A steel chair was folded up. And then Ethan Page ended up doing the twisted grin. And Ricky Starks was basically out. I was like, oh shit, it was nasty. So Ricky still tried to continue the match and fight, but to no avail. He succumbs to another twisted grin for the 1, 2, 3, and Ethan Page wins. I don't like this. I don't understand why Ethan Page is still in NXT. He should really be on the main roster, if we're being honest. But it is what it is at this point. It could be that Ricky Starks might be getting called up. I doubt it. He just got there. Why would he be getting called up? So that wouldn't make sense. I don't know what's going to happen. But I do think that in due time, Ricky Starks will once again be NXT North American champion. But Ethan Page winning? Nah, bro. Nope, not feeling that shit. Just not. Because there's so much Ricky Starks can do. And I know people online were making fun of him and saying, oh, he's buried, oh, this, that, and the third. Just clowns, that are up AEW's ass for whatever reason. It's just like, you guys don't watch the product at all. You guys just go and listen to, just read results. That's all you do. You don't really actually sit there and watch the product. You don't. Even when you're like, well, we got Josh Alexander and Mike Bailey from AEW. It's like, you guys didn't even watch TNA. So what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? You don't watch it. You don't watch the product. You don't watch NXT. You don't watch TNA. All you watch is just AEW. Whatever. Moving on. This leads us into a backstage interview with Fatal Influence from Sarah Schreiber. So Jacy Jayne knew she was going to get an NXT Women's Championship match all along, and it clearly all it took was her to slap Stephanie Baker in the face and get it, which that slap was nasty. I'm like, damn. Fallon Henley says that she should be the one getting the title match because last time Jacy Jayne fought Stephanie, she lost. Jacy says that she's going to bring gold back to Fatal Influence, unlike Fallon Henley, who lost her NXT North American Women's Championship to Stephanie Baker. Jacy Jayne doesn't care if Fallon Henley wants to be in her corner tonight. Okay. That's fine. So, they're still bickering back and forth, Fatal Influence. That's fine, I guess. I'm glad that Jasmine Nix is back. I was getting kind of worried about her. I really was, because I was like, okay, this is heading into week 3. And if that happens, I don't know. She could be on the release shopping block, but thankfully she's back. So, yeah. Mike Santana then had a vignette. So, he's just glad to be in TNA. My bad. He's glad to be in NXT after 16 years and all that. So, good stuff there. Moving on. So, Inamura He's back in NXT after a brief return to Japan. And Amore tells Josh Briggs that he wants to get back the NXT Tag Team Championships and so much more. I don't give a shit about this. This leads us into Mike Santana defeating Tavion Heights. He wins via spin the block. The match was pretty okay. I'm a fan of Mike Santana. He kicks major ass. He's super good in TNA, and he's really good on the indies, mainly Hog, a.k.a. House of Glory. And Tavion Heights is promising. The dude has promise. The dude is great. They put him over heavily on commentary from Vic Joseph, Booker T, and Corey Graves. So all three guys like him. So, I mean, Tavion Heights is solid, bro. He's solid. So, post-match, Mike Santana, he embraces Tavion Heights, and the two of them dap up. So that was pretty cool. I like it. Good stuff. Moving on, so then we get a high-rise vignette. Wesley's new stable. They didn't really say much anything at all. Wesley's been there for basically, 4 years. He's not really done much of anything outside of winning the North American Championship a couple times, and that was it. And being a one-time NXT, one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions. So, I mean, there's that, but, it is what it is. I mean, is he going to do something? Probably not. I don't really fucking know at this point. Moving right along. We got some Chase U problems, basically. So Andre Chase tells Kel Dixon and Uriah Connors that they need to stop being so overzealous and demanding matches without a plan. They need balance to seizing the moment and falling back. Uriah Connors says that they can take more risk. And then they both walk up to Ava, that being Kel and Uriah. They relay a message that they interpreted from Mr. Chase. Ava tells Kel and Uriah that they can have their match, but it's going to be against Dark State next week. It's going to be a twist. It's not going to be a standard tag match. It's going to be a 6-man tag. So Andre Chase is pissed, and then he reminds Kel and Uriah that they're not a team. Pretty good stuff there. All right. Moving right along. This leads us into Trick Williams. He comes out to a really good reaction. He said that he made history at Battleground. He put over what he's done so far on his resume. He's a 2-time NXT champion, 1-time North American champion, and an Iron Survivor winner. He said he's no longer going to be with the crowd because they went off to sing along with Average Joe. He said that why are people trying to always figure out what's the line between TNA and NXT and NXT and TNA? It's basically tricking A. And then he put over the people who won the belt. And he said now that he's a champion now, he's going to talk to management and all those boys at TNA who work for Trick Williams. And there's going to be some changes that are going to be made. Starting with the name of TNA, it's now known as Trickin' A. So Mike Santana comes out. The two of them, they have some words, basically. Mike Santana tells Trick that he's not his champion because he interrupted Trick. So he says, let's get this straight. You ain't my champion. You made a terrible first impression trying to tear down TNA and as TNA champion. He says TNA's been killing the game. TNA's been getting momentum day after day. And the last thing that he's going to do is sit back and let someone who carries that flag come out here and watch you come out here and tear the place down after what me and the rest of that locker room did to build that place. Trick, it's not going to happen. So, Trick says that Mike Santana doesn't know how things work. When you're the champion, you can basically do what you want. You can call the shots. And he tells Trick Williams that people like him piss him the hell off. He says that he's seen people like him come and go. He says Trick is a pretender. He's a pretend fighter, a pretend rapper, and with those high heels and tight-ass pants on, he said that he's the realest and illest you've ever come across. You haven't dealt with someone like me. I'm going to spit some facts to you. I'm going to be the one to take the TNA world title from you. And then, so Trick Williams has some words with him. He says that, let's be real, if you keep popping off if you want to, he's going to beat his ass. And then, so Santana Marella comes out on the Titantron and says that it's going to be Trick Williams versus Mike Santana for the TNA World Championship next week, because he talked to Ava about it. So, Santana wanted to shake Trick's hand. Trick refused to. The two of them have a little brawl, and then Santana, he clears the ring, and then he posed with the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And that was the end of the segment. This was some really good shit here. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm a fan of both guys. I feel like we're going to get probably some shenanigans. That's going to happen more than likely. I think that maybe somebody from TNA might get involved. Maybe Joe Hendry might show up or whatever. But it's not going to be a clean finish at all. I feel like we're going to either get like a DQ or a count out or something like that. I don't see Mike Santana or Trick Williams losing at all clean. Trick is going to win, but he's going to win via nefarious means. So, really good shit there. Moving on. So, Ava tells Stephanie Baker she needs to find a tag team partner for her match against Diaz and Chick Tormenta at Worlds Collide. Stephanie says she'll find a tag team partner, but first she needs to defend her NXT Women's Championship. Lola says that she'll be Stephanie's tag team partner at Worlds Collide. Nice. Next, this leads us into Jada Parker versus Tatum Paxley. Match was short for whatever reason. Jada gets the win via the Hypnotic. So, there's that. Match was short, and Jada Parker ended up bringing one of Tatum Paxley's dolls into play. So, I guess that's how she won. And I guess Jada Parker's at a standstill for whatever reason. That's not good, but whatever. So, post-match, Thea Hale shows up, and she was able to beat up on Miss Parker a little bit more, but Jada Parker was able to get away because Thea was going to lock in the Kimura lock. So, there's that. So that should be a pretty good little feud there. I'm down for that. Moving on. Then we get a Jasper Troy vignette. Okay. So, yeah. Then this leads us into Jasper Troy versus Dante Chen. Yes, Dante Chen, who's been in NXT for about 3-4 years now, who still looks the same. He hasn't really improved that much. I thought he got quietly released. Apparently, he's still there. And Jasper Troy wins with the Black Hole Slam. This match went about a good 7 minutes. It shouldn't have even went that long. This should have really been a total squash match for whatever reason. I don't understand it. It's not good. I'm not against Jasper Troy. I think he's got some promise for sure. He's big. The dude is like, 340? So he was a defensive lineman. So that's a big son of a bitch. So, and then him going after Oba Femi, that was great too. But I don't understand why he had to kind of sail for a little bit with Dante Chen. I just don't get it. It should have been really like a squash match, really. Like, come on. And I don't get why Dante Chen is still there. I really don't get it at this point. Just send him to Evolve or whatever. But anyway, post-match, Oba Femi, he shows up. He says that he's very impressed with Troy. Obafemi is classy enough to show Troy that he didn't, to show Troy the respect he didn't show him last week, because he ran into that ring at any time and beat him like a thief. Obafemi said that he's not going to do it. Oba hopes that Troy enjoyed his 5 seconds of fame, because now he has the ruler's attention. His 5 seconds are over. So that's cool. So they're going to be on a collision course at some point. Don't know when. It could be at the Great American Bash. That would be great. Just build him up for a while. He just got there. Don't rush this, but give him at least a month to 2 month, build. Have him just destroy jobbers and stuff like that. So yeah, moving on. So we go back to the North Carolina Catch Crew. Charlie Dempsey says that he's proud of Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights with their respective performances. However, they also proved that they still can't get the job done as singles competitors. Dempsey says that the group needs to refocus. Miles Bourne said he's not going to retreat just because he lost to Obafemi at Battleground. He proved that he belonged on that PLE stage. Charlie Dempsey says that Miles Bourne is not ready to navigate the waters of NXT on its own. And then Miles Bourne challenges Charlie Dempsey to a rounds match. If Miles Bourne wins, he gets to leave the NQCC. Okay, that's cool. There, I like that. Really good shit there. Interesting. Well, let's see how this plays out. But I don't like the rounds match. I really don't, but whatever. Speaking of rounds, you know what's weird? We have not seen Noam Dar in a while. We ain't seen Noam Dar in about 3 weeks. We haven't seen Last Legend in about 3 weeks. What's up? What's the deal with that? That's kind of odd to me. I don't know. I really don't know. That's just something that I'm thinking out loud. I'm kind of, worried about... I'm kind of worried about Last Legend. I really am. And Noam Dar. So, there's that. Moving on. This leads us into Ethan Page. He comes out. He talks about his celebration, about how he wanted to celebrate tonight and not wait. So, Javon Evans showed up. And he basically says that he's not done with Ethan Page. They've got history. So, there's that. And then he said that we are, there's going to be a big showcase with WWE and Triple H. With Triple A called World Collide. So, Ethan Page says that Javon doesn't deserve a title shot. You deserve to put on a mask, even though you're not a luchador. Javon Evans says, World Collide is just not about NXT. You got a lot of people gunning for you. But everybody in NXT knows that. And then he put over Laredo Kid, who showed up and got a really good reaction. So, Laredo says, let me introduce himself. He's Laredo Kid, the most complete luchador you'll ever see. I've won championships from TNA and AAA. And now I'm coming for the NXT North American Championship. Nice. And Laredo Kid is great. He's good. It's just TNA doesn't know how to use him right, but he's solid. I mean, I think Laredo Kid's only won one championship in TNA, and that was the Digital Media Championship before they disbanded it. So, there's that. So Ethan Page is like, nah, it's not going to be a triple threat match. I'm done doing that. I'm done with both you guys. And then Javon says, nah, I got one more person. And then Ray Phoenix comes out, and the place erupted. That was some cool-ass shit. So Ray Phoenix says that everyone's been telling me about NXT, the passion, the spirit. Ethan Page just won the title, but unfortunately for you, next Saturday, you're going to lose it at Worlds Collide. It's going to be a fatal four-way for the NXT North American Championship. Phoenix says he hopes that people are ready, because that night he's going to bring that fire, and he's going to burn you up. So really good shit there. I'm down for that. I'm hoping that they have either Javon Evans or Ray Phoenix win the match. I think that would be tremendous. Moving on. So Ava was backstage with Robert Stone and what's the girl's name? Stevie Turner. And, they were talking about why Shawn Legacy not added to that fatal 4-way. And it was like, look, whoever wins that will face Shawn Legacy. Okay, that's fine there. Moving on, this leads us into Sol, Ruka, and Zarya. So they know they know that Tatum Paxley is going through a rough time. If she needs someone to talk to, they'll be there for her. And then we see the culling lurking in the background, which is weird. My thing is this: turn Zarya fucking heel. Please turn her heel. Just do it. Just do it. Please just turn Zarya heel. Enough of this friendship bullshit. Fuck it. Moving on. Main event of the evening: Jacy Jayne versus Stephanie Vacker for the NXT Women's Championship. Jacy Jayne wins. Yes, Jacy Jayne wins, which was great. And the internet lost their shit. If you think about it, it took 4 people to beat Stephanie Vacker. Four. So, in the middle of the match, Diaz and Chick Tormenta, they showed up. Lola Vice came out to make the save, so they all go to the back and brawl. Then Fatal Influence, they started playing like the mind games and stuff. Stephanie Vacker got in a bunch of offense. So Stephanie Vacker, she gets distracted by Fallon Henley, and then Stephanie Vacker shoves Jacy Jayne into Fallon, and then she super kicks Jacy Jayne. Jacy Jayne and Fallon Henley, they start to argue. Jasmine Nix is trying to calm everybody down. They shove her to the ground, and then she walks to the other side of the ring, which was, damn, that was crazy. Then Stephanie was able to hit the Devil's Kiss, which got a great pop from the crowd, and Booker T went insane as per usual, which was great. And then Jasmine Nix, she distracted the referee, and this allowed for Fallon Henley to throw Stephanie Vacker into the ring post, and she hit a Tiger Driver feint kick, and then Jacy Jayne hits the rolling encore for the 1, 2, 3, and the crowd went silent. You could hear a mouse pee on cotton. It was great. Like, Vic Joseph was shocked. Booker T was shocked. This was great. Really good shit, though. Even Mike Rome was shocked. I was like, damn. So this is some good stuff. I like this. Jacy Jayne's earned it. She has deserved it. She's been in NXT for 4 years. She's hit everything out of the park they've given her, from toxic attraction to Fatal Influence. A lot of us, including myself, thought that Jacy Jayne was going to quietly get released. She is not, and she has not been released. And she's doing really, really well. She put a bunch of time in. She's a great heel. She's got a personality. And she's a really good character. And she's a really good promo, too. And her wrestling is okay. So she checks off most of the boxes for me. I mean, she's got a really good character, really good personality. And she has a good promo. Jacy deserves this. Is she going to have the championship long? Probably not. Maybe about no more than a month to maybe 3 months. And I think Stephanie Vacker is going to end up getting a rematch. Now, apparently there are reports running around that Stephanie Vacker is going to get called up to the main roster. I doubt it. I'll believe it when I see it. That's just how I view it. Why would you bring up Stephanie Vacker? You just brought up Jordan Gray. My bad. You just brought up Roxanne Perez and Julia. Why would you need to bring up Stephanie Vacker for? For what? Stephanie Vacker... No, don't bring her up just yet. Keep her down in NXT for a little while and then bring her up. And speaking of which, there's also apparently Jordan Grace is going to get called up, which is why she wasn't on tonight's show. So there's a possibility she could get called up. I don't know why. There's really no need. Not right now. So whatever. But NXT was solid. Thoroughly enjoyed it. really good episode. The only thing I didn't like was Ricky Stanks losing, but, you know, I think it'll make sense. I think he'll be NXT North American champion again in due time. And I think that title will probably go to either Giovanni Evans or Rey Fenix come Worlds Collide. So, you know, there's that. But what did you guys think of NXT? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.